This video is sponsored by Adorama. For all your printing needs, you can print with Adorama. They print photo books, fine art, metal, and canvas. Use the coupon code MANNY15X for 15% off your entire cart. In this video, I'm going to be testing out the new Mitakon F0.95 lens for Sony. This is the version 3. Is it better than the version 2? Better than the version 1? Let's find out.
This is like the equivalent of having the Dodge Caravan.
One, two, three. Over here. Are you ready? So use focus magnification, zoom in really close to the eye. Make sure it's in focus. Okay. And back out. 1, 2, 3. Bam.
Sitting in a crowded place, don't know what you're saying. Sad expression on your face, but I don't know what you're saying. I don't know.
This is the secret.
Everybody, you know, self-maintained. There we go. This is how you roll.
I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. You've been drinking too much wine. Don't know what you're saying. I'm guessing you're not from around. Yeah. 'Cause I don't know what you're saying.
Focus into her eye right there. Now I can't compose my shot. Bam. Let's see. 1, 2. And she's in focus now. 1, 2, 3. You see what's happening there? I'm getting a lot of spill on the ground. What I'm gonna do is feather the light. So follow me. Right there. So that's I'm not gonna get a lot of spill on the ground. Now let's see. 1, 2, 3. I'm still getting spill. It's the same thing. Look.
Is that the first one?
Yeah, look, it's the same thing. It's the same thing, like in terms of spill.
Mm-hmm.
See, I'm gonna have to feather it a little bit more. Crazy, guys. One, two, three. All right, I give up photography.
I'm giving up. I can't feather light, for God's sake. I suck. I'm giving up. Katrina, do you want an 873?
I'll take a picture of you.
Okay, you know what? No, I don't quit then. I'll go back to photography. I hate my picture taking. Thank you for motivating me to stay where I'm at.
Just find a different composition. What I'm gonna do is add this piece of glass in the foreground. This wall in the foreground. Good. Couple different poses there. 1, 2, 3. Good. 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 Raise up my shutter and then my good, bam. See there, right there, bam. All right, here is the version 3 f0.95 lens for Sony by the company Gyeonggi, I think that's how you pronounce it.
The most asked question that I get about shooting with a lens like this is it sharp? And I'm gonna tell you, in the middle, it is decently sharp. You can get a decently sharp image if you get it in focus. On the outside, it's like someone slapped some Vaseline and just rubbed it on the outside of the lens. It's not very sharp. Put the person in the middle and you're gonna get the best results with this lens. F0.95, is it pointless? I get that question, I get those comments a lot. It's pointless to shoot at that aperture. Or why don't you stop it down? Why are you shooting at F0.95? That's the thing. You don't buy a Corvette to drive at 30 miles an hour. Same thing with this lens. You don't buy it to shoot at f2 or 2.8. You buy it to shoot at f0.95. That's why I call it an artistic lens. So I wrote down some pros and cons about this lens. One thing I wish it did had was a clickable aperture ring. I'll tell you right now, when you're shooting and you're holding the lens, a lot of times you're gonna bump the aperture ring, and it's so easy, so smooth and so easy, you won't even notice it that you're switching. You just notice your image get darker in the viewfinder. You're like, what the hell? And then you're at f2.8. You're like, oh crap! Like, it's so easy. I wish they would have put a clickable aperture ring on here. It is smaller than the version 2, and that's probably one of the more notable differences. Between the version 3 and the version 2, this is a smaller lens, but don't look can be deceiving. This is a really heavy lens. It's very front heavy. The most impressive thing about this lens is the dreaminess of the background blur. The background, it looks like real life Gaussian blur. Like on your computer, when you put Gaussian blur, it's just like super smooth, no hard edges. That is what this lens does. It gives you edge-free background. It's ridiculously smooth. It's just a big bucket of butter all around the person. All right, some of the things I didn't like about it. Like I said, I wish it had a clickable aperture ring. It is a heavy little lens. You're gonna get a lot of blurry shots using this lens, and that's one of the more obvious things. That's what's gonna happen when you're shooting at an aperture less than f1. You know, like it's time to utilize that sharpen in Photoshop, because that's what I did. You're gonna get a lot of flaring and ghosting wide open at f0.95. So when you're shooting against the sun, you're gonna get really images with no contrast. That's when you're really gonna bump that dehaze filter to really bring some of the contrast back. Once you start topping down to f1.4, f1.8, 2.0, I noticed that the lens actually performs really good. It kind of gets rid of all that ghosting and chromatic aberration and color fringing. But like I said, who buys this lens to shoot at f2, right? You want to shoot it wide open. There are a lot of flaws to it wide open when you're shooting against the sun, you know, when the sun's entering the lens. But I think it's manageable. I made it work, and I think it's worth it because the images that you get are just really unique and just really dreamy looking. So who buys a lens like this? I think someone looking for an artistic lens. Like I said, this lens is not meant to replace your current 50. Keep your autofocus lens. If you're looking for an artistic lens, get this one. If you're not a fan of the 50mm focal range, this lens will make you a fan of it. Like I said, because the images look super dreamy and unique. So that is just my take on it. I think, you know, shooting at this wide aperture isn't very ideal. And I know a lot of people hate on that on the internet. They say, oh, it's pointless. Why would you shoot at that focal length? You know, why would you, why would you shoot at f0.95? That makes no sense. Well, you know, sometimes we just gotta, you know, we wanna have a little fun. That's all it really is. Have a little fun and create some different looking images. That's just my take on it, you know. But what do I know? I'm just a YouTube photographer, right? All right, that is all I have for you guys today. But this summer, I'm posting 2 videos a week just like this one on this channel. So make sure to subscribe if you're not already. I'll see you in the next one in a couple days.